Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be talking about the writer's journey today. What the hell is this? If you're looking to write something, want to improve your, your storytelling for whatever, business, actual writing, screenplays, whatever it is, or simply to build something cool out of your head, I do believe this is a great book to know a inherent human structure of myth that basically all cultures use. Isn't that amazing? Yes. This is the best book for a lazy writer like you and me, or a high achiever. Whatever it is, you're gonna learn something by the end of this video. Enjoy my cup of coffee. I hadn't made a video in a long time, so I guess everything is rusty. My English, my camera skills, my coffee skills. Wait, those never are. God damn it, that's so good. This is a structure for myth, legend, story, whatever you call it, movies, everything that tries to convey a certain type of emotion or feel. It's written by a guy called Christopher Vogler. He was a screenplaywright in Hollywood. He helped Disney make a lot of movies like The Lion King and then Toy Story, or first Toy Story and then The Lion King. But he's a hotshot, or was a hotshot. I don't know if he's still alive. The late Christopher Vogler. I hope he's doing all right. Whatever he is. There's basically, oh my god, I guess I should draw this for you guys. And the hero's journey says that a hero is always in some type of ordinary world, someplace where he feels he is lacking something. He needs something more, you know? His yearning for adventure is just too strong, but he doesn't know how, and there's some weird stuff going on, and he just maybe, or not, wants to leave this place. So, out of nowhere, some strange things start happening, which is basically the call to adventure. Some weird stuff happens in the ordinary world. Some old white-bearded guy comes along and tells him he has to go melt a ring in a volcano. And well, that happens. And when this hero gets the call, he's like, what? How could I do that? I'm just a hobbit, a Harfoot, or I'm just some normal dude who's, just chilling. But deep inside, we know that he or she wants it. Or doesn't, but is just basically thrown into the pits of hell. Yes. So he refuses the call. That is another step. But his destiny is to become stronger and smarter, or die trying. So the mentor comes along. I just spilled my coffee. The mentor comes along, helps him out, and then they cross the threshold together after getting some doubts, We see this every time. They're like, no, I can't do this. Dorothy's like, no, I can't do this. And then she gets tornado into Oz. And then we see this in a lot of stories, What other? Lion King. Simba's like, how am I going to do this? I'm never going to be able to be king. But he gets the call to go to the dark side of land, not the actual dark side, so he crosses. We got Odysseus, getting all these guys that help him out return home. And well, when we're in doubt, those true cool guys called mentors come along and help us out. And this is a pinpoint that we're going to get back here. Archetypes are something interesting that Vogler also talks about. We'll go back after we finish structure. So, we're in this special world now. Second part. We have left the ordinary world. We're in a special world where everything is basically the antithesis of the ordinary world that we have left. It can be symbolically or literally everything turned upside down, like Cat in the Hat. In this place, we will face trials, or our hero will face some trials. He will or she will get to know some people that will either become allies or enemies, and there will also be guardians that help her along the. But how the hero reacts here will be whether she finds allies or she get some enemies. And undoubtedly, we're going to get enemies all the time, because without a villain, there is no hero to test himself or herself. And this usually happens at a bar. You can see Star Wars, Cantina, Luke Skywalker comes in. Obi-Wan is just a badass, he's, look at this, we can do all of this, and then you're going to fight. Yeah, there's some cool guys, bad guys, this is how the world works. And there's the Force, so you maybe can be a strong guy. See what happens. Westerns, there's a saloon. Hero comes in, tries to get information. Bartender knows everything, just like a good writer. He knows everyone, what everyone's doing. Hero gets some info, gets in a minor trial. We see the villain, hero, whatever. And this happens early in the story, so we know what is building on, what's happening, what's the plot of this story, right? What should we expect out of this? Is this guy going to become strong, or is he a coward? Will he later on become strong? And that's interesting. So this is just a pinpoint. It should be early on in your story. Why? Because we're gonna get bored otherwise. Maybe you're getting bored with this video. I love just rambling to you guys and drinking coffee. All right. After that comes the midpoint. Am I skipping something here? I'm just doing this out of my head, out of the top of my head, to see if I learned it. There comes a midpoint, which will be at the bottom of the circle. This is what Joseph Campbell calls the belly of the whale. The belly of the whale. The darkest point in this special world where the hero will literally face darkness and trials, and there can be a death. Yes, there has to be a death more often than not, because this is a place where a hero will be reborn. She will be learning something new, but she needs to die. Symbolically or literally, some of this we can see, some of that we can't see. Gandalf, he dies, is reborn. Gandalf the White, grade 2 white. Powers, he fought death. We didn't see it. We've got other examples. Luke Skywalker goes down to the trash compressor, compartment, whatever, gets pulled down. We think he could drown. He literally could die. But then he comes up, he's reborn, and then these guys escape. But this can also mean some death of identity, right? We need to leave this old identity of ours. It needs to die to make room for who we could become. That's interesting. So we need a good trial here that will make our hero learn something. And then after this comes the literal showdown. The massive showdown. This can be made in like 2 different ways in the classical hero's journey. We've got a climax that is going to be the greatest showdown, the point of most tension throughout the story. Hero faces epic villain, and then death could happen there as well. This is something that I've been struggling with. There's 2 deaths, some kind of 2 deaths, like this guy or this hero dies twice and then just learn something out. Maybe that's it. Maybe we just need to keep dying throughout our lives to learn stuff. Not literally, because we only have one life. We can be reborn that I know of. Maybe we can. But we need to keep chipping away at our sculpture, or keep sculpting ourselves and become someone wiser, I guess. Anyways, climax, point of tension. Great showdown. The hero faces her greatest fear and either dies or overcomes it and learns something. And that is where the elixir comes. The great boon, the great treasure. It can be, more often than not, wisdom. There has to be some inner change that we see with a character, He goes from not trusting himself or herself to trusting, or not being able to open up to other people to trusting other people, not being able to use the Force to use the Force. There's this interchange that comes, all right? And it can also be materialized with external characteristics, physical appearance, beard, whatever, something that we can symbolically and subconsciously see. This is in a movie, or showing us some type of action that the hero previously couldn't do. I believe that's what makes good storytelling, this character arc or character development that we see, or deconstruction if we're in some kind of tragedy, right? This guy from epic heroic actions has decided that he will die because he just wants to get his vengeance. Yeah, sounds familiar. I know, right? And then the elixir, the reward, or the tragedy happen. Climax, we get what? And then tension gradually recedes. And we get to the road back to the ordinary world. If the hero decides to go back, which more often than not is supposed to be a sign of selflessness, could I say? Yes. Because this guy or girl could stay in the special world and maybe just be comfortable there, but she decides to go back to share her knowledge with other people, with other human beings. Is that not what we do? Beginning, middle, and end. We are infants. We try to grow and outgrow our immaturity and then learn stuff, and then at old age, just share it with other human beings. That's awesome! And that is what the structure of these movies or this book tells us. And hopefully we can learn something from it. Now, a little chill here. Archetypes. Really quick, what are archetypes, guys? This comes from Jungian. Jungian, is that how you say it? Jungian? I don't know. Carl Jung, whatever. This guy, this psychologist used to say that there are certain archetypes that we subconsciously project onto or resemble, right? Or we can have many of those, but incline more towards one than the other. And these are certain archetypes, which mean characteristics, right? Some people are inclined to be proactive heroes. Some are more tranquil mentors that seek out wisdom. Some are tricksters, you know, they just want to play out of irony and seek mischief, like Loki. Or then we've got shadows, which is the dark side of all the human beings that we have. And building a shadow is basically anthropomorph. How do you spell that? Anthropomorphy? Giving a human shape to a certain feeling or emotion. I don't know what the word is. I have it like at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. So the shadow is the dark side of human nature. We see it in villains. But the trick here could be making villains human. You know, they can be pure assholes, or pure great guys. Flaws and conflict make for interesting stories. So the bigger the flaw the hero or villain has to overcome, I think the more interesting the story becomes. So remember that. I'm just talking like I'm some college professor, but whatever. I'm just talking to my future self. Remember that conflict and flaws make interesting characters. If you can't overcome everything, there's no challenge. Where's the tension? We need this tension, guys. In other archetypes, what other is there? The herald, the guy who just comes and gives news or bad news and gives a call and just like Hermes. What other guy? And the hero, proactive main character that we're all living in our lives. That's really interesting. I really enjoyed that. So I think that is a great thing that we can learn from this book. I hope that you can read it, enjoy it, tell me what you think about it. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Hope you have a great day. Love you.